Hey everyone, it's Elise. I am here today to tell you about, or to do the workshop with you, the egg carton head workshop. Um, I was kind of inspired by this. First of all, I did see the idea on Pinterest, but also I like it because pretty much everybody eats eggs, and we all have empty ones of these at some point in our lives. And I wanted to kind of, have like a cool recycling project almost. What's really cool about these is that they have such unique shapes to them, right? And you can already almost kind of see a face happening right here anyways with like the eyes, like maybe right there, and then the nose. So I just thought it would be fun to do a cool workshop where we got to, like rearrange this and cut it up and turn it into something entirely new. So I thought that was a pretty fun idea. Let me just scooch this back a little bit so you guys can see what I'm going to be doing. All right, so all you're gonna need today is, again, an empty egg carton. It's not too late. If you don't have one yet, you can just go throw your eggs into, I don't know, like a basket or something, or, I don't know, make one of your family members eat the rest of your eggs or something. You're gonna need either hot glue right here. That's what I use because I just like hot glue guns, but you can also probably use a glue stick or tape if you wanna do that too. You need some scissors, of course, and then I'm using a popsicle stick, one of these big ones at the end to stick the head onto. I didn't do that with this one because I didn't have the popsicle sticks yet, but it's really up to you. And then of course paint. I have my paint ready right here. So let's get started, right? Before we even begin, I just want you to look at this and kind of observe the different angles that you can see here, right? So obviously we have the one that I just pointed out with like with the eyes and nose and everything, but you can also look at the back of it because those have interesting little shapes right here. You can look at the sides, right? That could be useful for something. So just kind of like imagine it. I like these little nubs right here that kind of look like little itty bitty noses. Just look at it. And then when you're done looking at it and just kind of observing it, I'm gonna have you cut it, okay? So all we're gonna do is we are going to separate to the lid from the body of the carton. And you don't have to make that super careful at all. All right, so now we have this. The lid is going to be a base actually. So the kind of eggs that my family gets, we don't have that flat base, which is probably what I would have preferred. So we're going to just work around with this. You can see here that I used like the same kind of egg carton, and I just I cut it out and then like used another piece of the egg carton to block out any like any place you could see through the background. So that's something you can certainly do. So what I'm going to start with first is flattening this out too, because I did discover that it's quite hard to like work around it, so it's just best to cut it out. I am going to be using an X-Acto knife for this, but I'm sure scissors work too once you get that the right angle going. The cap's hard to get off. There we go. So I'm just gonna, if you have a flat one, that's good, but I'm sure most of us don't. So I'm just gonna cut that right out. And again, that doesn't have to be perfect because most likely your pieces that you want to lay on it are not going to be super flat anyways. I just found it really cumbersome when I was trying to work with it. And please be safe. One of the rules with X-Acto knives is to cut away from yourself. So if you're using an X-Acto knife, please do that. I'm almost there. Just want to get that out of the way really fast. It's almost out. All right. There we go. So now I have a rather flat base to work with. I would have preferred to, have like a flat lid, but we don't always get what we want now, do we? So now is the time to kind of start cutting this up and figuring out what we want to do with it. I would honestly just recommend cutting out random pieces and then assembling them on the fly. That's kind of what I did with this guy. So I'm going to trim this little part off first. You kind of want to separate your egg carton into the workable pieces. All right, so I have this piece off, and now I am ready to work. So I'm gonna start out by cutting out 2 of these, the little bumps, just because I think that's better. And this may be a little bit difficult to cut, just bear with it. Egg cartons obviously aren't meant to be cut, but we're gonna do it anyways. And again, an X-Acto knife might be your friend for this, but I'm gonna try not to use it to, you know, stay even with you guys. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. There we go. So I've cut out this. Kind of looks like, I don't know, like goggles or something. Or no, this looks like goggles. That's like, I don't know. I used that part for the eyes on this, but I'm gonna try to, shake it up this time. I'm gonna cut out another one of those. And then maybe start messing around with them. It's so hard to cut. There we go. All right, so I have these 2 random pieces I just cut out. I'm gonna separate them because I like that idea. And then something cool about this project was after, you know, I had put down like the base pieces, like the eyes and the nose and the mouth, I started just looking at my scrap pieces and kind of like deciding what they looked like to me and if I wanted to add them into my little face. So we can definitely do that. I have this weird little shape here. That kind of looks like a mouth of some sort, right? I don't know. So yeah, just start like, you know, looking at the things that you have and seeing if they resemble anything to you. Okay, wait, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that the top part almost looks like eyelashes and the inside of the egg carton looks like the eyes. So I think I'm gonna do that. See, start getting into like the groove of it. You'll see what I mean. So I'm gonna cut off this awkward bottom part. There we go. So now I kind of have already my ideas for eyes. All right. And now since I'm saying that maybe these are going to be like the eyelashes or something, maybe I want to like cut some actual eyelashes into them or something. I don't know. We'll come up with that later. I'm going to keep trimming and figuring out what I want to do with things. So now I have these 2 random spare parts. I don't know. Maybe they'll be useful in the future. This looks like a face, doesn't it? Like I like this flat nose that's almost happening right here. Maybe I'll cut that out and that could be my nose. It's so hard to cut. There we go. And honestly, if you make a mistake and like suddenly that piece isn't what you wanted it to look like anymore, that's totally fine. We love happy mistakes here. Still kind of looking at it and deciding what I want it to be. I really like the end result too because it's really not something that you expect of a puppet head, if that makes sense. Like, because it is like a really funky, weird, unique shape because you are just using an egg carton to come up with what you're doing. But yeah, maybe you could like start collecting your egg cartons and then like have a whole cast of characters by the end of I don't know, by the end of like the month or something. That'd be kind of funny. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get like a heart-shaped nose out of this, but it just, one second. There we go. All right. So I have kind of like, I saw a nose in this piece, right? So, and I kind of wanted to like almost get a weird little heart shape. Maybe these are like tabs that you can work with or something. I don't know. I'm gonna trim that a little bit more. There we go. That might be my nose. And what's cool about this is now it's bendable because I cut out a small enough piece. So I could maybe flatten the nose if I wanted to. I could make it really, really pointy. So also start thinking about how you want to maybe like warp the material to make it work. Somebody just commented, this is so much fun. It forces you to use your imagination and try and find shapes and things for facial features. It's true. That's one of my favorite parts about puppetry, is just like finding the characters in random everyday objects. I think that is super cool. This piece kind of looks like the nose too that I have here. I don't know. If we look at this, I'm gonna try to like not copy exactly what I did for this, just so I can show you guys how much you can really do with it. I used like the inside of this piece for the mouth, so I'm gonna try to switch that up a little bit. I could possibly bend this into some kind of weird little shape for a mouth. I don't think I want to do that. Ooh, a random googly eye I just found in my desk. You know what else I'm seeing? This bottom part kind of looks like a mustache, I bet. If you cut it out right, that could be kind of funny. Just take some serious thinking to decide what you want to do. You know what I like the idea of doing is, well, I'll cut it out first, then I'll show you. It's hard to cut. Come on, scissors, work with me. That's one way to do it. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it's just me this time, but cutting out cardboard was not this hard when I was working on it alone. There we go. Maybe it's the audience that's stressing me out. All right, so now I have this piece, right? I'm kind of thinking that if I like twist it and warp it a little bit, I can make it into like a cool mouth shape. Like maybe I could twist it up a little bit to make it look like a smile, or maybe like a grimace, I don't know. Here we go. I like that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so now I've kind of figured out at least like the very basics of what I want for my head, right? I have my two kind of heavy lidded, maybe these are eyelashes, eyes right here. I have my nose piece, my little nose piece, and then my funny little smile. So now it's time to actually put it onto your base. Now you'll notice with this guy, I had actually cut out a shape for the face directly from this. So I would recommend doing that now, kind of try to decide, I don't know, I left like the sides of the egg carton for hair, but you don't necessarily have to do that. In fact, you could use a different piece for hair if you'd like. So I'm gonna cut this in half, or not really in half, but right at the bottom of, or right at the top of where that bumpy piece was, so I can have as much to work with as possible. So we have this, and now you can kind of decide what you want your head shape to look like. Hi, Ringo. Oh no, you can't do that. You cannot be here. Oh my, he knocked over everything. Here, sit on my lap. So now we are going to cut it. This one has eyelashes, so I'm thinking that it's probably gonna, maybe I'll do like a cool like pixie cut or something. So I'm gonna cut up. I'm gonna imagine the hair starts at an angle. I don't know. I'm just kind of cutting, you know, doing things as I go. Oh shoot, yeah, there's a little hole in this, so, oh well, happy mistake. That's what I like to say. Cat's very fascinated by this. I hope you guys like him. He really likes being here, so. All right, almost there. This could be like a helmet or something too. It doesn't necessarily have to be hair. All right, so now I have this weird little shape, and I might actually go back in after I, you know, like put down the facial features and maybe like shape this or cut it up so it looks a little bit more like how I want it to look. But anyways, now is the time for your hot glue, and I'm gonna move my cat because I do not want him near the hot glue when I am doing that. Oh, he's mad at me. He's got a cranky face going. Clearing out my little area. All right. And now it's time for you to kind of place things around and see where you want them to go. This is kind of like that Picasso mask workshop that I led during my very first week of doing workshops, where it's just kind of like you have all these materials or like these pieces of the face, and now you're just going to lay them onto the, I want to show you guys what I'm doing a little bit more. You just want to lay them onto the actual, base and see where you like them. So as you can see, I can almost like tilt the eyes. I can't really show you guys yet, but they don't necessarily even have to be eyelashes. This is kind of looking like eyebrows right now, right? So I'm kind of learning as I'm going, see? I feel like that's a big theme in my workshops. You gotta learn as you go and just kind of let the puppet tell you what it wants to be. I do that all the time. All right, so I have that. So here's where we run into a challenge, especially if you have one of like the ones where you had to cut out a hole. This might get in the way because obviously what if you want to place something there like the nose and it's going to go straight through. So what I'm going to do really quick, because I want to stick that nose right there, I'm going to just take a spare piece of cardboard that I had, cut it, and then add a little like bandage to the back like that so it will stick on there. All right, come on, hot glue. This hot glue gun has not been working very well lately. There we go. I'm always worried one of these days it's gonna stop working on my live video and I'll be very sad. All right, so I've just placed a little bandage is what I like to call it there. So my nose is probably gonna go somewhere right there. And then my mouth will probably go beneath it. I'm gonna place the eyes now though, just so I can start, working and seeing where I want things to go. So I'm just gonna place some hot glue on the base of this eye. And then the good thing about hot glue is that it stays, kind of like melty for a couple of seconds. So you can kind of shift it around depending on where you want it. So I'm gonna, there we go. So there's one eye down. Ooh, hot glue strings. I'm gonna do the other eye too. Ooh, I got hot glue on my desk. No. Yeah, be careful. The hot glue might go through the hole if you didn't bandage up the whole thing. That's okay. Hot glue usually peels off really easily. All right. There we go. So I kind of have my eyes looking good. All right. And now it's time for my nose. So I'm thinking just by looking at this, I almost want to like angle the nose down a little bit because I think that'll look cooler and block out a little bit more of that ugly blank space. You could also work with the blank space. I bet you could make something really cool with it. All right. And I'm just placing that nose right on there. And because it's at like kind of an awkward angle, I'm just going to hold it there for a second. All right. Come on, stick for me. All right. So now I have my nose. This is kind of looking funky. This could even be the mouth if you wanted it to be. That kind of does look funny, but I'm not going to go for that this time. I'm going to add another little bandage just so I cover up that awkward space. Just got hot glue in my hand. All right. And now I'm gonna add that mouth. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm gonna trim it just a little bit because I want the bottom lip to not stick out as much. Maybe I'll trim the top just a little bit too for a smoother line. I just realized I forgot to cut the eyelash shape into this. Oh well. All right. I think I'm gonna actually glue that mouth shut so it's like a tight-lipped smile. See if it looks good. All right. It's like I'm pinching the lips shut for a few minutes. I feel like this puppet is gonna look passive aggressive. All right. Oh, it's not working quite yet. Oh, if the hot glue doesn't want to do that, that's okay. A lot of the times with puppets, you'll discover that the puppet is trying to like tell you what it wants to do. So you can't force a puppet to ever kind of be exactly the way you want it to be. That's why puppets are so magical. All right. Come on. I'm gonna add a little bit more hot glue right there. There we go. That looks so funny. How are your days going? Are they going well? It's kind of a rainy, gross day. Makes me a little sad, but that's okay. At least we get to make puppets today. I think this weekend's gonna be really nice too. All right, I've done that. And now I'm gonna put some hot glue in the back and stick it in. This looks so silly. Okay. Here we go. So now we have that, and I'm gonna cut out a face shape really fast because I left the bottom square just so I could, have some space to work with. I'm gonna cut out a little round face because I like that. Ooh, that's not very even. There we go. So now we have this. That's a pretty cool contrast to my little guy over here. So now obviously if you want to kind of look at it and trim up some parts, just kind of see what you want to do. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife again. Sorry, I'm cheating. I'm going to trim the bottom of these eyes here because I thought they looked a little bit awkward. This is a pretty funky mask, puppet head, so you are going to like have a certain degree of like it looking a little weird, but that's kind of the point. But if you don't like the way something looks, by all means try to fix that. All right, so I fixed the bottom of the eyes. And now it's time. I'm gonna stick this on really fast. But it's almost time to start painting. So I'm just sticking some hot glue on here. All right, and now I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. And also, now I guess is a good time to add, these features are not the only ones you have to work with. You could definitely add ears. I'm kind of thinking that I feel like it's lacking a look of ears. You can, I don't know, maybe add like some accessories down there. You could add some facial hair. You can add eyebrows if your eyes kind of don't include them already. It's kind of up to you. You don't have to just stop at what we've done. All right, now I have this. I like it. I'm going to try to shape the hair a little bit, actually. I'm just going to cut like that. I don't know, I'm just cutting some lines to make it look like. Oh yeah, this puppet has crazy hair. Ready? You're not ready for this. There we go. All right, I am happy with what I have. Now it's time to start painting. Where are my paints? There they are. I bought this basket so I could have all of my paints in like a nice organized location, and I'm very much loving it. All right, now is my favorite part. I'm turning it to you guys to ask what colors I should start painting. I left the like the base color blank because I kind of liked that it was identifiable as an egg carton, but you can definitely paint it any color you choose. So somebody give me a color to paint the lips. We'll start with the lips because I don't know, I like the lips. You can do any color you want. I have all the colors of the rainbow. I went and restocked because Michael's is now open again. While I get out I had a little palette here. Where did it just go? Sorry, my desk is not very big for the amount of things that I need to work with during these workshops. So it's often me like searching for everything. And if no one gives me a color, that's okay. I will just choose one for myself because I can do that. Let's get a paintbrush ready. And somebody said pink. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you. I appreciate your participation. All right, so I'm going to get pink going. Get out my white and red because that's what the two colors make. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of white. Please come out. There we go. And for this part, you can just have fun with it. I actually feel like with the guy I made for the example, I didn't go crazy enough. I kind of felt like this is such like a weird looking puppet that a funkier paint job would be more interesting on it. But you can kind of do whatever you want. I'm just gonna kind of go for it. All right. This puppet's gonna have pretty pink lips. I'm gonna get that underside too. I always seem to forget to do this for my videos, but something that's important is you should always paint the back of your puppet because you never know when something's gonna slip up and people see the back, or at least at the very least the sides of it. I didn't do that on the other puppet. That was my mistake, but I can do that today. I'm actually thinking I like this puppet more than the one I created for the workshop. All right, so now we have these like funny pink lips. I love this, it looks so funny. All right, somebody give me colors for the eyes now. What color eyes should our character have? As you can see, you can almost like see that it's like the smaller circle looks like the pupil, and then the outer ring is kind of the color where you can have fun with. You could even paint it all one color if you wanted. That's kind of up to you. Let's see, and if I don't get it. Somebody said brown eyes. All right, I will do that. I have a brown color right here. I think somebody just came home, so you might hear my dogs flip out for a little bit. You gotta love living with animals. So I'm gonna paint some eyes. I'm doing it a lovely burnt sienna color. All right. There we go. So I've done that. I painted a little bit over because you can always go in and add the black there if you want to. We're nearing the end, so I'm just trying to go fast at it. So, all right, so I've done that, and I'm just going to go back in. Where's my black paint? There it is. I'm also running out of black paint. I've been using so much paint lately. It's crazy. All right, and I'm just gonna go back in and do those pupils. You want to be a little bit more careful with this one because the pupils should probably be like a little bit cleaner. If you're not doing that, that's okay. I always want to discourage people or encourage people to not listen to me and kind of like go off and do their own thing. I really like these workshops to act as like a guide for creativity rather than telling you exactly what to do at all times. So I hope you appreciate that. I just try to leave it up to you. Because I trust that whoever's doing this is creative and has cool creative thoughts of their own. All right, so I've done that. So these, I feel like they look a little scary sometimes. I feel like you could make a puppet horror show out of them or something. That'd be kind of funny. And then I'm actually over, which is fine, but I'm gonna probably keep painting. I'm gonna finish up the hair and then that's probably good enough, right? Unless I wanna add like a little bit more to it. So somebody finally give me a color for the hair. Any color your heart desires. What would look good with brown eyes and pink lips? Yeah, get this paintbrush nice and clean. Let's see, and again, if no one responds to me, that's okay. I feel like those kids' TV shows where they like ask a question and like the kids are supposed to shout at the TV and they just kind of awkwardly go with it. I don't know. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. All right. Rainbow hair. I do love rainbow hair. That would take a little bit of time for me to do though. So I guess I can just start. I do have some red here already. Let's see. All right, so I'll do here's a compromise to whoever said rainbow hair. I'm gonna do like the first half of the rainbow. So that's gonna be green, red, yellow, and orange. What's the last color? My dogs. They're so crazy. All right. I don't know why I just started with green. I don't know what I'm thinking whenever I do this stuff. I'm gonna do like almost like the rainbow starts in this side and goes all the way over. So maybe I'll end with blue. Yeah, and that's pretty much a full rainbow. You're just missing purple. All right, and I'll try to do this fast because I am over the half-hour limit. If you're still here with me, I appreciate you. I actually really appreciate everybody who's super active in the comments. It always makes me really happy to like see what people are doing and thinking. Makes me feel like I'm not alone, you know, because I'm usually sitting here alone in my room. Gotta get a new paintbrush for that yellow. I actually just got new paintbrushes, can you tell? Ah, there we go. Ooh, it's falling. All right. Then again, you can totally go back and paint all like, you know, paint this super funky. I just ran out of time. There we go. Get the side, of course. And again, don't forget to paint the sides so you know, when you turn your puppet, you don't see that ugly blankness. And I'll do blue just really, really fast. So whoever said rainbow hair can be happy with me for doing most of the rainbow. All right. And now I have the very basics of my egg carton head. I kind of like this one more than the one I already did. So thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I hope that this workshop can kind of encourage you to take, I don't know, other things in your house and make cool heads out of them by rearranging it. But yeah, just to perform, you could just have them, on this stick and kind of talk like this. You could probably use them as maybe like a rod puppet head or something. I like puppet heads because it's kind of like you can do whatever you really want with them. If it was a little bit bigger, you could probably make it a mask of some sort. I don't know. Have fun with it. But thank you for joining me, everyone. Bye.